Yitro. The Torah portion of Yitro has a couple of connections to the Messiah. One significant connection is the entire story of God speaking to the nation of Israel at the base of Mount Sinai, and how Israel was too scared to continue listening to God, so they appointed Moshe as a mediator. This points towards the revelation that the Talmudim, or disciples, had, and the end of times. In Exodus 20 verse 15 it says, "And all the people perceived the thunderings, and the lightnings, and the voice of the horn, and the mountain smoking, and when the people saw it, they trembled and stood afar off." The revelation at Mount Sinai terrified the people of Israel. It says in Psalms 29 verses 7 and 8, that the voice of the Lord heweth out flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. When you translate the Hebrew of Exodus 20 verse 15 as literal as possible, it says that the people of Israel saw the voices and the torches. But how does one see voices? And where did the torches come from? The sages explain that the words of God looked like fiery torches going forth from the mountain. The torches divided into 70 voices, speaking 70 different tongues, all the languages of the world. The Talmudim experienced a similar revelation at the day of Pentecost, when the Spirit came over them like flames of fire, and they started speaking in languages they did not know. The Talmudim knew the legends about what had happened at Mount Sinai. They knew that what was occurring to them was directly related to the previous revelation. In Exodus 20 it says, "And they said unto Moshe, Speak thou with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die." The people of Israel said in Deuteronomy 5 verses 24 through 26, "Behold, the Lord our God hath shown us his glory, and his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. And we have seen this day that God doth speak with man, and he liveth. Now therefore, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us, if we hear the voice of the Lord our God any more. Then we shall die. For who is there of all flesh that hath heard the voice of the living God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as we have, and lived?" After this, Moshe agreed to play the role of mediator for the people of Israel and God. Moshe says in Galatians 3 verse 19 that the Torah was ordained by angels in the hand of a mediator. Yeshua fulfills the same role as Moshe today. It says in Hebrews 1 verse 2, "In these last days spoken unto us by his Son." It says in John 1 verse 17, "For the law was given by Moshe, grace and truth came by Messiah Yeshua." And in 1 Timothy 2 verse 5 it says, "For there is one God and one mediator between God and men, the man Messiah Yeshua." In Exodus chapter 20 verses 18 and 19 it says, "And the people stood afar off, but Moshe drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. And the Lord said unto Moshe, Thus thou sayest unto the children of Israel, Ye yourselves have seen that I have talked with you from heaven." The entire people of Israel had clearly seen and experienced God's wonder and glory in the Messianic Age. The experience of God's revelation flowing forth from Zion will exceed the experience that the people of Israel received at Mount Sinai. As Levertov said in Love and the Messianic Age, the Messianic revelation will be more perfect than the revelation at Sinai. Then it was more momentary, a glimpse. In the new ages, it will be permanent and continuous. All we see now is a mirrored reflection. Then it will be the reality we see. The least in those days shall be greater than the greatest of these. The book of Hebrews compares and contrasts the revelation at Mount Sinai to the revelation that will happen in the Messianic Age. The command that if even a beast touches the mountain, it shall be stoned, frightened the people. And in Hebrews 12 verse 21, it even says that Moshe said, "I am full of fear and trembling." Hebrews then compares the revelation on earth from Mount Sinai to the revelation from heaven from Mount Zion. "See that ye refuse not him that speaketh. For if they escaped not who refused him that spake on earth, much more shall not we escape, if we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven. Yeshua said that the least in the kingdom to come will have greater prophetic revelation than that of the greatest prophet in this era. At Mount Sinai, God was cloaked in darkness, and the people remained distant, as it says, and the people stood afar off. But Moshe drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. Isaiah 30 verse 20 says that in the Messianic era, yet shall not thy teacher hide himself any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teacher. And in Isaiah 40 verse 5, and all flesh shall see him together. The revelation will never end in the Messianic era, as it says in Revelations 21 verse 24. And the nations of them which were saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor unto it. Finally, Hebrews connects a passage in Haggai 2 verse 6 to the coming revelation, as it says in Hebrews 12 verse 26. Whose voice then shook the earth at Mount Sinai, but now he hath promised, saying in Haggai 2 verse 6, Yet once more I shake not the earth only, but also heaven. The revelation at Mount Sinai points to the revelation that the disciples had, and the end of times.